What's up, gang? Marcin here, and I gotta tell you, I'll be super honest with you guys. I was actually kind of nervous about this one, and I'll tell you why I was nervous. Because there's so much to cover when it comes to like AI, and I'll be talking about ChatGPT, but it's true for all AI tools. So much is changing so fast that it's really like hard to keep up. But it's all good news. It's all, let's just say it's a good news. I have mixed thoughts sometimes, depending on kind of what you put, where you put your ear against, right? But for content creation, for photographers, for getting the word out, for making our life easier, um, AI comes to the rescue. And a lot of us are using it on a very like rudimentary level. So I wanted to like, why I was like excited and nervous as I was prepping for this session. It was because I knew that there was just so much. I think this is the first time where not only I have a slide deck for you guys, but I also have different tabs where I'm going to be just kind of jumping in. I'll try to do some stuff live, and I just wanted to like apologize in advance because if something doesn't work, like I'm sorry, but like we are in the live environment, live setting. This is not edited, so I'll actually be grabbing probably some prompts, throwing it in there, and then if you guys have any questions or whatever, you can respond actually live. So if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can include your comments. I actually have access to both. So if there's any question, let me know, and I'll try to stop and answer your questions. But I wanted to, before I actually talk about the agenda for those of you guys that are running into this content for the very first time, I'm Marcin. I've been doing this for 17 years, and every Thursday, 12 o'clock, I'm here to talk about different, I always say, in order for this business, for the photography business to work, there's not just one silver bullet, like one method, right? Which a lot of us expect. There's a lot of silver BBs, right? And then we put them together and this whole thing becomes alive, right? So, by the way, speaking of things becoming alive, if you're in the US or a country that celebrates Halloween, happy Halloween. I know it's coming up. Kids are excited because they're dressing up and going out tomorrow, Friday. But 17 years, share the stuff, anything that's helpful from camera editing, client interaction, editing stuff in like Lightroom, image processing, AI automation, like all the components are here. So it really, I only just focus on one per episode. We go for about 30, 40, sometimes an hour, depending on what it is. And that's really it. And if you have any questions, like I said, you can leave the comments. I would really appreciate it. All this information is free. If you can give me a like or subscribe, that would be awesome. The agenda for today, I already said we're going to be talking about. Let me see. Let me flash a slide deck in front of you guys. How to use ChatGPT to create a month of content in a weekend. And I will be kind of all over the place. I was actually thinking about like just focusing on this creating content over the weekend, but then I had other ideas that I hope are going to be helpful for you guys. And what I wanted to say is I always think of AI not as a binary, like you know it or you don't know it. It's like, how much do you know to implement? And on that slider from like, hold on, you guys switch to the screen. On this slider of like on this side of knowing very little to like to some like advanced techniques. This is when like we're almost training ChatGPT to I don't want to steal my own thunder, but like to train the ChatGPT to I'll still do it. To speak with your voice, to produce content almost as if you were sitting there. It's a wide spectrum, so I try to kind of stay closer to like maybe advanced being 10 and like super basic being 1. I try to be like at about 4, right? So create I wanted to share some prompts with you that are not going to be super basic, but they will be producing something. So with every prompt that I will be showing you, and I have 5 for you guys, everyone should be helpful and cover sort of like a different bucket for you. So you'll see what I mean once we get going. And what else here? ChatGPT. I know somebody will probably, there's. I actually, I will tell you, I'm using ChatGPT just as a tool. Personally, before I say that, I have used Claude. I'm still using Claude. I still use Grok. At this point currently, I use a paid version of ChatGPT and paid version of Grok. Claude, I use the free version, and also Google Gemini, I use the free version. But I use them for different reasons, and and so it's not like there's. If you ask me, if you put all of them in front of me and say pick one, I'll still probably go with ChatGPT. But this is not because this is the truth. It's just this is Marston's truth. Like, for what I use it for, the formatting that I need, for the interaction that I have, for the audio capabilities that I use, it seems to be working for me. I know a lot of guys are swearing by like Grok, and they like this interactivity. Maybe formatting is not an issue. Then I would say yes. Then Grok is. That's why I have the paid version, because going back and forth with Grok is so much easier. It's super responsive, very very fast. For Claude, if it comes to like logic, some logistics, if you're laying out, a layout for maybe a presentation or a speech, or maybe you're producing materials, articles, using Claude for writing out some sort of like a table of contents. I think it beats ChatGPT today, but like I said, things are changing every day. So I will be using ChatGPT. I just wanted to let you know that this is the case before we get going, in case you're curious why. Um, and today I wanted to focus on like one area, even though, like I said, I may be segueing out a little bit here and there. The training goal, kind of what to expect. So the first slide I think we've covered for photographers who want to stay consistent with the burnout. The idea behind it was basically, a lot of people, when they cover content, they think they have to knock it, like they have to work on it every day. And what happens is they hit burnout really quickly. So that's something I want to avoid. What you will walk away with today, with this session material we're covering today, there will be real output. So learn to batch 4 weeks of content in one sitting using strategic AI prompts. So I'll walk through that prompt with you guys, and a few other ones. Done for your prompts, 5 ready-to-use prompts, as I mentioned already, for you to customize. Again, this is the prompt I use, and very often I take an existing prompt and modify it according to my needs, or according to whatever the use cases, and you'll see what I'm talking about later. But I have the 5 brands for you ready to use. I'm gonna probably paste them in the Facebook community and YouTube, probably in the comments. This way you guys can have access to it, or you can download it. But if not, I'll just quickly flash something in front of you, and I need to show you this proimageacademy.com/school. Brand new community, just creating this. All the information, all the episodes, everything will be structured there. So I would like to invite you, like I said, brand new. So hop on and join me if you can. I would really appreciate it. And you can also scan, if you feel lazy today, you can scan the QR code and you'll see the link to the community. There's also, I think, a link to an evaluation. So if you're starting photography business, you can go through it, and it will show you your gaps and things to focus on. Super useful tool. So I would invite you to do that. But back to the slides. I was reading off of slide number 2, and this is done for your prompts. 5 ready-to-use prompts you can customize to your brand and client type. So you'll see what I'm talking about there. Actionable strategy. This is not theory. This is stuff that I use. This is just things that I use day to day. Things that used to work for me. Things that are still working. No theory, just practical steps to build momentum and stay visible. And this training is about creating real content that connects with your ideal clients while protecting your creative energy. So this is what we're shooting for here. And the weekend content system. Let me just adjust my screen here. The batching approach: use ChatGPT to generate multiple weeks of content in a single focused session. Each prompt unlocks carousel, reel scripts, captions, story ideas, carousels. We can go on and on and on. You get the point. Schedule everything ahead of or save pieces for next month. The goal isn't perfection; it's clarity, consistency, and keep your unique voice front and center. I will actually cheat and skip one slide forward. I think we have, yeah. So before we talk about the actual prompt, let me provide a little bit of context here. So why this whole batching idea? What does it mean? Let's just simplify it for those of you that are maybe not using it right now. So like I said earlier, people, when they hear that they have to post content to stay in front of their clients, right? You have to be active, because it's a lot of times I always say, this old way of thinking, or somebody that has not ran a business before, they think that they approach an individual, they tell them about what they do, and if they say yes, great. If they say no, they walk away. And this is really pretty much where it ends. That's not the way we should be promoting ourselves. We should be staying in front of the customer all the time, because people will buy from you. It's just not today. So there's a small percentage of people that will buy from you today. Let's say that's about 10%. And 10% of people will never buy from you. They're just not interested. You're selling something they don't need. So we're really always fighting about the 80% of the people in the middle. And the way to stay in front of these people is basically create content. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're talking about batching. And batching is basically a way of doing content in one sitting, let's say once a month, instead of doing it every day. So every day you're gonna experience burnout. You're gonna stop. That's just what it is. That's just physics. We get lazy. It's hard to just kind of batch it out every day. It becomes a job, and it's just people quit after a while. So the easier way to do it is always to batch it up. So this way, let's say you devote Saturday and Sunday to batch out your content, especially for those that maybe treat photography as a sort of a side gig. You can spend one weekend and literally produce a month or two, depending on how heavy you go and what's your content, in one weekend. Saves a lot of time. Batching, I remember first time I heard the concept, I think I was at the event, marketing event in Orlando. Somebody gave me almost like this chart of like how this is pre-AI stuff, right? So somebody said, hey, come up with whatever 10 topics, and then on those 10 topics, then categorize it, like which topic goes on what day for the next 2 weeks, and then just repeat it. So let's say if you had a single topic, the way we used to do it before, we would just create a topic on let's say best photos, best family photos to take at an event, and in order to multiply that one piece of content, it would be create a short Facebook post about it, right? And then the second method, it would be find a picture that would be related to this content, and just show them something visually. And then the third way to represent this would be hey, record a reel or short or story or whatever, and talk about the same subject. So you can see we could just reuse the same, rewash the same subject again and again and again. And this was all in your head. This everything, you had to plan it out, put it on the calendar, and just make sure that you're consistent with it, right? With AI, this now it's just AI comes to the rescue, because you can go with custom prompts and just kind of create it. It's just tremendously helpful, and you guys will see what it is here. And with that, I think we can. Oh, and by the way, when AI creates it, you guys will see, and I'll probably talk about it later, but I just wanted to mention it, that it's when you have a prompt that creates, let's say, a blog post, right? You can just say, hey, here's the topic, create a blog post, create an idea for a carousel, like what's on the first one, second, third, fourth. You can actually create the images these days. You can create videos these days. You can have the same topic and literally produce 10 pieces of content, right? Without really burning your energy. Your cognition takes the back seat, and AI just knocks it out. So I'm just gonna go in and show you a couple prompts, and bear with me because I have a lot of tabs here that I will be jumping through. But let's go back to the screen and let's see if you guys can see. Let's say with a slide for a little bit here, and then I'm actually gonna grab a prompt and paste it into ChatGPT. This way you guys can see what I'm doing live. Hopefully it works. Prompt number 1, 5-day seasonal offer plan. I actually changed it. This was a seasonal offer. I changed it to actually a 5-day plan. So this one, the description will not match what I will be doing, because I started off with like, hey, how can you promote something that's seasonal for you guys? So when you have an offer, let's say you're doing mini sessions. Originally I came up with the prompt that basically asks ChatGPT to like, based on whatever holiday is coming up, because that's how it works in the business world. You run this promotion that's related to the seasonality, right? So like right now it's this Halloween thing, right? So after that it will be Thanksgiving, bonus. After that it will be Christmas thing, and then it will be like New Year, New You thing, right? So you see how on a calendar we constantly. Then we have Valentine's. It's like, for anybody wondering why we have those holidays, this is exactly why. We have to boost the economy from time to time, and we have to create a spark for clients and customers and give them the different discounts, bonuses, and this way there's always something to sell. So I started off with the seasonal thing, and I'm like, how can I turn it into even like a better prompt for you guys? And what I did was, can I share? Let me see if I can share this with you guys. Give me 1 second. Will I be able to show you? Current application. If I do this, will it show me the script? It will. Awesome. All right, guys. So this is an actual script. This is, I reworked it. And this one I will grab. And what is this one going to do for us? This one is actually nicer because I figured everybody, if like, what if you don't have seasonality and you wanted to just create content? What I figured I'm going to do for you guys is actually give you a prompt that creates a 14-day content schedule. This way you don't have to think about what you have to post about. You literally use the prompt, you paste it in, and it creates a 14-day schedule of what you have to follow. And now, to answer the question, because a lot of folks are going to ask, like, well, how often do I post every day for 14 days? Like, well, one answer to that is yes, you can create 14, not 14, it's 2 weeks. Actually, I have 7 and 7. So 14 days. Like, yes, you can do it every day, but like I said, the better method is to schedule it ahead of time. So Saturday, Sunday, you can sit down in the morning and just knock it out with ChatGPT. But the thing is, it will give you the schedule first. And I always say this, frequency or quantity is less important than frequency, or consistency, however you guys hear it internally in your brain. But the thing is, if you can, think about your schedule, your life, your capabilities, your desire to do this, and it's like, how often a week can you do it to make it sustainable? So it will be a different answer for different people. For some people, it will be like, yeah, I can post every day for a year, right? For some people, it will be once a week. For some people, it will be twice a week, 3 times a week. So like, pick a number that's gonna work, that you think will work for you. Because sometimes we usually get too ambitious and we're like, yeah, we'll do 5 times or 3 times. It's like, not a lot of people can actually do it. They'll do it for a month, maybe for 2. There's some good ones, they'll do it for 3, and then the magic number after 90 days, everybody sort of deflates and it goes away. So make sure it's something sustainable. Like, I rather have you post one thing once a week for 12 months than post every day 3 times a day for 3 weeks and then do nothing, which is usually the case. So make sure that doesn't happen. And what I will do is I will grab this prompt, we'll paste it into ChatGPT. Guys, this is live, so bear with me. Hopefully everything works. And this one is, let me close this. This is the new announcement about the browser, ChatGPT browser. But what does this prompt do? Create a 2-week content outline for photographers social media using the following 10 content ideas. Mix and match these ideas to create a balanced and engaging schedule. And the ideas are, and I listed those ideas for you already, because as a photographer, we should be sort of mixing and matching content to serve to our clients. And what that means is a lot of people think that when they have to post something, it has to be photography related. And people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And with that, we have to sometimes talk about photography, sometimes talk about business, sometimes talk about life, sometimes talk about ourselves. Because this is how people get to know you. If you're going to be constantly posting about the cameras that you have, I will guarantee nobody will buy from you. Because nobody cares. The clients, when they come in, they care who you are as a person, not what kind of equipment they carry. There may be one out of 100 clients that are coming in that will be interested in your equipment. But same way as you hire somebody that does your tiles at home, or a mechanic that fixes your car, like, do you care what tools they're using? You probably don't. Like, do you care what type of like grout manufacturer they use? Like, nobody cares, right? So that's the thing. That's what we're trying to avoid. The ideas I have here are basically like teaser posts. So it's highlighting upcoming shoot or project, behind the scenes showing preparation or your workflow, recent shoots covering highlights from latest session, client tips, weekly product showcases. This is when you talk about your products, personal story prompts. This is when you talk about you know, random things that just happen. People think that they have to come up with God knows what for their content, and it's literally you're documenting what happened. So, for example, for me, if you look today on my Facebook feed, like, you'll see I went with one of my daughters to a Halloween event in Orlando at SeaWorld, and like I have a picture of us just at the event, like, and you know, I talk about fear, and fear then relates to business. So it's like, you know, that's just piece of content. Like, by people accessing this content, seeing me, my face, seeing that I'm a regular dude with 2 daughters and a wife and a dog and 2 cats now, this content becomes more relational. Like, you become somebody they can relate with, because they also have kids, they also have a cat, they also have a dog, they also so you will always win over somebody that's going out there and just showing their work and talking about their equipment or asking people to buy, because this is just typically what people do because they don't know how marketing works. So this is what's going to be included. Use these ideas to create a diverse and engaging 2-week content plan. Feel free to shuffle the order and select ideas that best fit your brand and audience, right? So what I'm going to do is hit go. Now let's see what happens. So hopefully ChatGPT was a little slow today, but let's see. It's thinking, here's a 2-week content outline for photographers, social media using 10 ideas you provided. I've balanced personal, education, promotional posts so it feels natural, engaging instead of sales heavy. So here's what it is. We have, for each day for 2 weeks, we have an idea of what you can do with examples. So week 1, we have day 1, teaser post, day 2, client tip, day 3, behind the scenes, day 4, personal story prompt. Like I said, you can, if you're going to post one, by the way, if you're like trying to take a picture of this screen or something, don't worry, because this will be in both the Facebook group and I'll attach it in the comments. This way you guys can pull the actual document for the prompts. So no worries. But to explain, you can basically grab, this is for 7 days. I usually post 3 times a week, sometimes 4, sometimes 2. It really depends. The consistency is the factor. So if there's something more exciting going on, like, I'll share more. If not, it's okay if you do twice, you know, if you do it twice a week. After month 2, 3, 6 months, you'll build enough momentum for your clients to have enough. So when they land on your Facebook profile or land on your Instagram or land on your YouTube channel or whatever the medium, whatever the platform, they will have enough context to then consume content and work with you and reach out. So this is the plan. This is week 1. This is week 2, and then for you guys can once you run the prompt, this is not kind of where it ends. You can use one of these. Let's say hype up another upcoming shoot or seasonal. I don't have anything to post here for right now, but I'm just looking at like behind the scenes. So let's say, you have day 12, like behind the scenes, it says share a short clip of editing on your computer showing the before and after. But let's say I wanted to, like, okay, I do it on week number 1 or 2, and it's like, well, what else can I do? You can basically just copy and say, can you provide 5 examples for the following, right? And then you guys can see this, I hope. Yeah, it looks like it's on the screen. And then you can just say, okay, paste and go. And this is 5 examples, additional examples. Color transformation. So screen recording of Lightroom showing before and after. Portraits transformed from warm color edit into whatever. Retouching. Subtleties. Zoom in on like skin retouching, depending on what kind of photography you're in. Storytelling. Candid shoot where clutter in the background is removed, showing how the focus shifts. You guys get the point. Like every one of those points you can then take, and you can just keep on going, and it'll give you more and more ideas, and you can just customize from there. This is just examples. And if and remember also, when you're working on this, and maybe you're creating let's pick a different category, client tip, quick advice, like what to wear for a full engagement session. There's actually another good prompt that I will be showing you that creates an actual file for the client. But with this, you can basically grab day 2 client tip and then turn it into your Facebook post, your Instagram idea, your script for your reel. So you see how this is just sort of never-ending flow of information and content. And this is super, super helpful because it takes thinking away about what to do, like the planning, and you basically just execute. So it's like, okay, you sit down, it's a Saturday morning, you look at your list, okay, here are my topics, here's what I have to do, here are the 3 posts I'm creating for this week, or here's 12 posts that I'm creating for this month, and you literally knock it out in like 2 hours, and you schedule your posts, and you don't have to worry about for the entire month, hands off. You just focus on clients and work, and you don't have to worry about promotions and marketing. So so that's prompt number 1. Now let's take a look and see what we have. I said I have a lot of tabs. Second one, prompt 2, blog or post from a recent session. So back in the day, we would have to sit down after every event or photography engagement, wedding, and just write something about what took place. It was just promotional post with a couple photos. Super easy now. I remember I not that I hated it, but I'm not that creative in terms of like my creative writing, and it was always like this wall that I was hitting. Now it's super easy because you can basically, let's just see what the slide says here. It says, turn shoots into stories, transform your recent sessions into compelling storytelling content that attracts similar clients. Multiple content pieces generate, again, before it was just a blog post, but now you can just basically turn the blog post into Instagram captions and teaser images and email snippets from one session alone. So if your email is automated, which we're going to have a separate episode on that, you can basically reuse the same content, the same idea, and produce multiple pieces. So that game gets really easy. Pro tip, highlight one specific client takeaway or emotion to make your content instantly relatable to potential clients that are browsing your feed, or the client that you just worked with. So so let's look at the actual script. We did prompt number 1. Now we're moving on to prompt number 2. And you will see here, I have a prompt, and I have to highlight something for you guys. So I'm currently working in this single chat. I'll just reuse the same chat. Typically, what I like to do is use different chats. Did we lose the app? Let's see. Let's refresh here. All right, we're back. So so typically in ChatGPT I use different chats if it's a different function. If I'm creating content, it's a different one. If I'm creating emails, it's a different chat. I like to do it this way just because the topics are sort of mentally separated and physically separated in ChatGPT. So if it's like an email question that I have, I always go to my email thing. If it's a content related, I go here. If I create something, let's say a copy for a landing page, maybe I'm running a promotion, I'll have a dedicated chat for this. This way, ChatGPT focuses, it's more like encapsulated within this topic you're discussing, so you don't have to reprompt it the same way. Right now, because I'm showing you guys just examples, random examples of prompts, I'll use the same chat, but it's just like a pro tip. Something that you can utilize also. So let's paste this next prompt here. And this one says, create a blog post summary for recent wedding shoot, provide a warm and engaging write-up that includes 3 key details about the shoot, and then a shout out to any vendors involved, a special message to the couple, family, friends. Use the provided details to craft an engaging and personalized blog entry that highlights the special moments and celebrates the couple's big day. And what I would do with that one is whenever I would leave the shoot, almost like immediately, sometimes even like during the day, end of the night, I would put together just like a list, quick and dirty list of who was there, what are the important moments, maybe something significant happened, maybe there was an animal that's worth mentioning, maybe somebody traveled from another country, maybe, it's like just a random list of between like 5, 7, 10 items. And then I would grab that list. I don't have one here, but like 3 key details about the shoot. So I would say, to this prompt, to help you guys, I can say, ask me for each of those details before creating the post, right? And let's see what happens. If I hit go, what is it going to do? Is it going to write it immediately? I know I normally have this. So perfect. Before I can start, before I craft your wedding blog post summary, I need a few details from you. So it's already asking. So you see how it gets more like interactive. And this way you can, it says 3 key details about the shoot, vendors you would like to, send a shout out to, planner, florist, DJ. Like it's helping you already kind of drafting this special message, something heartfelt you would like to include for the couple, family, friends. So basically down here you go and you create, 1, and then you just type in the name. Number 2, you basically answer the questions. And once you provide the details, ChatGPT will then spit out. I don't have the list on me right now, but you guys get the point. I want to move on to the next prompt, but this is super, super helpful because it will generate the blog post for you. And then you can say, okay, great. Now create, a shorter version, maybe something for Facebook. Maybe you're doing a write-up somewhere else. Maybe you're writing a note to the client, like an email to the client with a quick summary. You can see how, again, you're just leveraging the same prompt multiple ways, right? So hopefully that's helpful. Now, next prompt is prompt number 3, client prep guide. I love these because I got to tell you, once you dedicate the time to do it once you knock out like 10 of them, you just keep reusing them. You never have to go back, and I'll show you exactly what I mean with this one. And before I actually dive in, again, if some of you guys, maybe if you jumped in later, I wanted to make sure I'm checking YouTube here for any questions. Same for Facebook. If you have anything, leave it in the chat. But if you hopped on later, let me just flash this in front of you, proimageacademy.com/school. You will be able to find the prompts. Actually, I have the prompts for you, the schedule, and I think there is one more thing. I'm forgetting something, but definitely the prompts and the schedule I will include in the group. So school, new community, hop on, guys. It would mean the world to me. But if you're on YouTube, you can always just leave a like or subscribe. That would be awesome as well. But back to the to the slide. So client prep guide, build trust before the shoot. Very important because it sets a very nice professional tone, proper tone for the session. So build trust before the shoot, create educational content that reduces client anxiety and showcases your professional process. Cover outfit tips, location ideas, how to prep kids and pets in some cases, timeline expectations, and just some like mindset guidance for camera shy clients. Not everybody works in front of the camera 24/7. So it's nice to have a guide like this. Number one, pre-shoot guide, email a PDF with all preparation details, carousel post. Like I said, we always reuse, we always recycle. Instagram friendly tips in swipeable format. 3, pinned content, keep it at the top of your profile for like new followers on your Facebook page, business page, or included in the email. However, I already mentioned the email. But it's like once created, I didn't mean to say email, I meant to say video. A lot of people go the video route. I understand some of you will not do that. There's a lot of you that are maybe like camera shy or simply not ready just yet. But like try to get there because video always has like a 10x conversion. So it's very important that you kind of do it with time. And you can use the same prep guide in like a reel and just share it, or your YouTube thing. And guess what? It lives forever and it's accessible all the time, not only to your clients, but like people research, searching for that kind of stuff. So it's very important. And with this one, again, let's look at the doc. Is it going to come up for us? Yes. Prompt number 3, create client prep guide. So I will grab this one. And I mentioned at the very beginning that I use other platforms. So far, I've been using ChatGPT, but just for fun, let's switch it over to Claude, just for fun, just so you guys can you'll see that same principle applies. We do the same thing. I take the prompt, I paste it into Claude. And it just shows me this instead. It's almost like a screenshot. I did basically copy and paste, but I will run the same script that I just grabbed from my Word doc and see what happens. So Claude is working and we'll see what it will produce for us. I like Claude because kind of like ChatGPT, it has nice formatting. Logically, everything is nicely laid out. If you did it in Grok, it wouldn't be the case. That's why I still kind of like a little hesitant with using Grok, but like I said, talking to Grok is just phenomenal. All right, guys, there you go. So Claude was thinking for a little bit there, and then it said, welcome to your family photo session. Getting ready for your session, and clothing tips, what to avoid, style tips, what to bring for kids, for pets, for everyone. Preparation tips before the session for your pets, hair and makeup. Arrival, like the timeline I mentioned during the session, after your session, final tips for success. This is just mind-blowing. Like, imagine how long it would take you to put something like this together, like in a normal environment. So once we have that, we can then just turn it. And I think I have an example of something I did in the past. Family photo session. This is a PDF file that I can share with my clients. And here I basically, you can see it's a PDF file. Client is scrolling through, and that information that Claude produced for me, it has like a nice intro. It has a table of contents, and then it's kind of colorful. It's fun. I send it out to the family, clothing tips, right? And everything that Claude spit it out, like it's now converted into a nicer document, nicer formatting. I'll probably do a session one time on how to convert it from like this other raw version to this. But it's this document that I share with clients, and like looks super professional, looks super nice. It shows that you guys are putting a lot of time into like preparing and thinking about what the client will do next. It's super helpful for the client, by the way, because if they never did it, they all the questions that they have over time that I heard from clients are already, all the questions are answered in this doc. They don't have to call you. They're like, usually I always get like very nice comments about those docs because they're super helpful. I send it out about a week before a client comes to a session. And again, super, super, super helpful. So, so this is the PDF. This was an example of me using Claude. As you guys can see, same principle, same idea. So it's same kind of deal. Back to our prompt. Let's move to prompt number 4. This one is a little different. This one actually talks about a product. So it's very important. A lot of times it's all about awareness for your clients. Your clients are coming in, and photographers use different products. Some people don't use products. Like, I'm not heavy on products. I will do albums. I will do canvases. I will do not so many prints, but like special prints. We will do. This is like printed on wood, printed on metal, printed on glass, printed on acrylic. So I will do those. But in order for me to do it, I have to feature the product like we used to create a lot of content around products. And this prompt will help you exactly with this thing. So you will see a prompt 4, weekly product showcase, sell your upsells without hard selling. It's nice because if your clients already see this content prior to coming and consulting with you, they already come in ready to buy the products, instead of, imagine, like, if you, let's say you have 10 products and now they come for a meeting, instead of having this chat, this nice chat conversation with them, you're now plowing through like all your products because you're trying to do an upsell. When you produce content around your stuff, they come in, they usually know what they need, and it's a super easy sell. Promote albums, prints, mini sessions. Doesn't have to be physical, by focusing on benefits and emotional value rather than features and price tags, right? So and it could be like this one says mini sessions, but it also could be like an engagement session. Like, why is engagement session important? And literally, it doesn't have to be a product. It could be like a picture from an engagement session, and that prompt then helps you to create either a visual carousel that talks about the benefits, real voiceover, again, script, something you can talk about, a benefit breakdown, like a Facebook article thing, gift angle, like it can talk about benefits other than just like, why is it good for the client, but also like, hey, this is perfect for grandparents or your parents that are helping maybe with financing the wedding or whatever. So you can see where I'm going with this one. And I will go back to the doc. We're going to scroll down to prompt number 4, and I will use this and copy. And now we will go back to ChatGPT. Where are you? Here. And I will paste it here. And this prompt basically says, create compelling weekly product showcase post for, and then it has a space, product name, right? So example, albums, include the following elements: introduction, like briefly introduce the product; value proposition, explain the unique benefits of the product; customization, discuss customization options such as like sizes and finishes and whatever; additional ideas, mention the album can be created for parents and whatever; and then closing. And with call to action, encouraging clients to reach out, use the provided image, I even included that line in there, or screenshot of the product to enhance a post or help clients visualize the value. So right now I'm going to be just kind of riffing, so stay with me. But what I'm going to do is go back to I have an image here, right? And this is albums. So I mentioned screenshot. What I'm going to do is take a screenshot of this image here that I have on my slides, and I will pretend that this is my product, right? So I'm taking a screenshot, and it's on my desktop right now. And what I will do simply is, you guys will see, going back to ChatGPT, and I will drag that image. You'll see it in a second, to ChatGPT. So now you guys can see this is the screen. This is part of the screenshot from the slide, with this, along with the script. And I will just hit go. Let's see what it's doing. If it fails, don't blame me. But this is typically what I do. I usually do it with like albums and just things I mentioned before. So here's a polished weekly product showcase post tailored to the product in your photo. And there's something truly special about holding your memories in your hands or seeing them beautifully displayed on your wall. Digital files are convenient, but they often get lost. Albums and canvas prints. So watch, it recognized that not only there's an album standing on a table, but there's a picture on a wall. So it talks about both. Um, and then it talks about like why it matters and like personalized just for you. It talks about finishes and sizes and thoughtful gifts and how you can like gift it and who you can gift it to. And then ready to bring your memories to life. And then it has like a call to action. Hey, make sure to reach out or mention or say or whatever. I don't know how about you guys, but like whenever I do this, I'm just blown away. And then again, you can you guys are gonna get probably sick of me saying this, but like you can constantly reutilize this, right? Like not only the post, but like give me the Facebook thing, give me the hype post, give me the Instagram thing, right? And that's just what it is. So super helpful. It helps you with promoting the product, and that's really what it is. Again, if you have questions, stop and leave them in the comments on both YouTube and Facebook, and I'll try to answer. But with that, I will move to our last prompt, back to our document. And actually, wrong order, Marcin. Let's look at the slide, because I have to talk about what the slide is about, what the prompt is about. Personal story prompt. I mentioned people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And I know a lot of people have this sort of hesitation wall where they don't want to share their face. And I will be 100% honest with you guys. Do you have to do it? You don't. Will it 10x your business? Absolutely, it will. So it's your pick. It's what you feel comfortable with. If you're okay with sharing one photo a month, do that. If you're okay with sharing one photo a week, I plaster my face everywhere because I know it's just we're more relatable as human beings. People don't buy from companies and your logo and the website, the static website. People buy from you guys, right? So when I interact with my clients, my students, right? When they come in, they see me. I'm going live. I'm talking to people. I'm interacting. I'm answering questions when I have questions. It's super easy for clients then to reach out and have a conversation. So personal story prompt is basically something about you guys. It's important. I think it needs to be there because it will help you draft something around an event that, I don't know, if something happened over the weekend. I mentioned, I think earlier, right? Me and Kaya went to, we were at SeaWorld at a Hollow Scream event. It was the first event for her. So she was super excited, and like she went and she kind of overcame this fear. She's still 12. So like she didn't know really what to expect. But I think it was important because I can take the prompt, take the picture of me and Kaya at the event and just prompt the ChatGPT, and it writes a story that's then related to the business. And we actually did that with on my Facebook profile. If you want to check it out, that's what I did. And then I tie it into an idea. So I usually post like a picture and I say, hey, here's an angle I want to take with this one. And then I let ChatGPT handle the rest, right? So this one, your first page shoot, like I just listed a couple ideas. Like if you want to talk about your first page shoot that you did, share the nerves, the lessons, and what you would do differently today. Not always you have to have a picture. It could be just a quick story, and literally like you do use the prompt and answer another additional question, provide some more context, and it will create a content for you. Your biggest lesson, maybe the mistakes that changed how you run your business or approach your clients. It's okay to talk about failures. It's one of the best things that you guys will learn in the business in general is vulnerability is huge, right? So if we're acting like human beings, people connect with us much quicker. And they can actually appreciate it. This is then trying to like fake it until you make it. And I have made that mistake for about 4 years. I was just kind of almost not myself, and I've learned over time that this vulnerability, just being human, always is so much better. It helps us connect. And then why you love this: connect your passion to the transformation your clients experience. Personal stories humanize your brand and build genuine trust. Genuine trust. Share these as reels, long form posts, or story series, and always tie your journey back to your client's experience so it's relatable. It's not just some random fluff. But what I will do for prompt number 5, let's switch the screen and let's take a look. So we did number 4 already, and this is the last one: create a personal story. and I will copy and again paste here. And let's look at the prompt first. Create a personal story post that connects a recent personal experience to your photography business. Include the following elements: image or screenshot, insert a photo related to the personal experience, or a brief description, provide a 2-sentence summary of the experience, including what happened and any memorable moments. Connection to photography, tie the story back to your photography business. Call to action, and with a gentle prompt encouraging engagement, such as inviting clients to share their own experiences to or to book a session. And in the end, I will. You guys can't see it. Why nobody's yelling? That's why you have comments. I'd like to hear, guys. So I was just reading the prompt in ChatGPT here, but what I will include is at the bottom here. I will add this. Always start by asking for story or context. Story, context, or idea or direction. A story, context, idea, or direction before compiling the post, right? And run, as always. Let's see, is it going to ask us? It should ask us. So before I create personal story, I'll need a little input from you so the story feels authentic and tailored, right? So you just copy paste it and tell me recent personal experience or memorable idea or emotion, or how you would like me to connect it back to your photography business. Now, in order to do that, can I do it live? How much time do we have? Because I don't want to. 55 minutes. All right, I'll try to do it quickly with you guys. Let's see if I have image of me and Kaya. I want to like reproduce quickly something. Do I have it in my downloads? I will hope that something's here. Yeah, I got it. All right, so watch this. So I will post, this is the image of Kaya and I visited. I think I'm gonna I think that's the name. Scream at SeaWorld Orlando, and where she overcame her fear. Link it to fear that client, and I'm going wide here, I'm just improvising. Link it to fear that client has when selecting a photographer or a vendor, a wedding vendor. All right, so totally improvising, but let's see what it's gonna do. So go. So this is just a picture, my quick story, 2 sentences, right? Here's a personal story. Facing fears together. Last weekend, Kaya and I braved a howl scream at Zero Land versus the scare zones, and you guys can see what it's doing. It's a nice, short, encapsulated story in a post. That moment reminded me so much of what many couples feel when choosing a wedding photographer. First, there's uncertainty. Will they capture us naturally? Will we feel awkward? Will the photos tell the story? But just like I discovered, once you take the first step and trust the process, the fear gives way to confidence, joy, and unforgettable memories. Is that mind blowing? That's absolutely crazy. I'm including this one for you guys because it will help. It's all about cutting time, spending less time on creating your content. Super important. One thing that I also had I didn't have it in the doc, but I figured because I had the post here, I remembered to like share this with you guys. So treat it as a bonus. I also use it for like Instagram. Whenever I do like an image and I want to have a caption, I don't want to sit there and think about caption for 20 photos. I don't do my social media for like the Instagram. Actually, it's Kaya that handles it. She's my social media content manager. But I literally prompt the ChatGPT tool now for her. She simply drops the photo to ChatGPT, as you can you see it? Marcin, show us the stuff, man. She drops images, as you guys can see, to ChatGPT, and it creates captions and hashtags for her automatically. Super helpful because it just saves so much time, right? So so that's what I use it. This is bonus prompt number 6. We didn't have it in the file, but that's the one I also wanted to share with you because I think it's super helpful. And let's see, I think there may be one more slide here. How to use these prompts in rotation, rotate monthly. Once you have the schedule, you just rotate, like you just repeat the process, right? Like if you had 4 weeks worth of content, there was 14 days, even if you pick 3 times a week, it's going to give you plenty to like go for 3 or 4 weeks. And then next month, repeat the cycle. Don't reinvent the wheel. It's just going to be a different topic, but like as we have proven, ChatGPT will help you with that because you can expand each one of those categories. Maximize reach, add trending audio or video formats. Again, it can turn it into not just a post. It could create a reel, like a script for a reel. It can create a script or agenda for maybe a longer video that you guys want to post. Cross-platform, adapts content across Instagram, Facebook, emails, website. I mean, anything, right? Sky's the limit. And reuse, strategically republish your best performing content every 90 days. Once you guys will see, this is a separate episode because it will probably take another hour for me to explain. But the winners, you just double down and you stick to what's working and you eliminate what's not working. And I got to tell you, with time, you won't know what to do with the amount of clients that are going to reach out. So that's that. And I think one more, what to do next. Start today, pick one prompt and generate 3 pieces of content right now, even if they are rough drafts. You got to start going. You have to gain the momentum. At the beginning, even copying, pasting, and figuring it out may take a while. If you guys need help, reach out. You know where to find me. Block your time, schedule 2-3 hours this weekend to batch the rest of your content using the remaining prompts. Try to create enough content for a week, like you'll see. And then once you schedule it, it's just off your mind, you're off the hook. Get support, want help implementing this system, leave a comment or DM me directly for feedback on your first post. You have everything you need to create a month of consistent on-brand content. Guys, I hope this was super helpful. Like I said, if there's any questions, I think this was at least our last slide. This was it for today. Again, this is like the 4th time or 5th time saying this. If something didn't make sense, if you have questions about particular prompt, you can comments, because I always check those, and then you can just simply DM me and let's talk. But other than that, we're good for today. Hopefully this was helpful. Great Thursday. I've talked a lot. So I will take a break. Hope this works. If you're looking for me, this is where you should be going. Facebook, it's probably the easiest, the quickest. And that is it. I have no topic yet for the next session, but I actually may have a surprise. Well, it's not a surprise. I think I can share with you guys. We're actually planning for one of the sessions, we're planning an interview with another photographer. What I'm going to try to do is bring in more photographers that are experienced, that are good in their field, and then just share with you guys like their experience. So you can learn not only from me, but you can share from other guys that are in this space that are doing this successfully. So it's very important. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're paying with time every time. Appreciate you. If you're on YouTube, give me a like or subscribe. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.